Finn is in Watford. Good evening.
Hi, I have priority membership for a TV audience company that distributes tickets. So I paid for it earlier this year and got tickets for a new format of a game show that I won't name. I arrived on time because they have a specific time for you to get there, and I was directed to the wrong queue, just the queue for the general public. As a result of that, I missed the time that they were calling people in to star in the game show by 4 minutes. So at 12:34, I was then speaking to this person, and he said, no, you've missed your time. We can't give you anything. I then explained the situation to another of his colleagues because he was then dealing with a lot of inquiries. He then ran over and said, I told you, stay out of the queue. You've just lied to this member of staff, and you've been passive-aggressive. Therefore, you're not coming in anyway. So he denied me entry and then started recording me. Again, I'm a teacher, so I know how to handle myself, and I can speak assertively. So I chose to end that conversation, walked inside the venue, which was a public venue, and spoke to the production team. And they said, we can sort you out with some tickets. We'll go and speak to him. They did. I then was escorted by that same chap who hadn't let me in back to the queue. But then he did something really cold, calculating and malicious. He escorted everyone into the venue, made sure they were mic'd up, ready to go, but me. By which time I was then told no more spaces available. Now, I signed a contract to be in this game show, and I also signed a contract to have that ticket. So he denied me that and wasted my time, 2.5 hours, as well as humiliating me and making false accusations that I would call slander. Where do I stand? Again, I've sort of rambled a little bit, but I've tried to be as clear as possible in the time I've got. What area of law could I pursue? I will be making a formal complaint. I have already. They've ignored it. Can I pursue compensation somewhere?
Okay, Finn, can I say you sound a lovely guy. I've never had a question like this one before. I've been doing the LBC Legal Hour now for almost 15 years, and most of the questions I get, I have had at some point in the last 15 years before. Yours is unique, thoroughly unique. So, what rights have you got? First of all, you said that you said you had a priority membership. Just explain to me exactly what that means.
Yes. So various TV companies give you access to TV recordings if you pay a premium. So I paid that premium earlier this year. Otherwise, you just go into the general ballot pool where you can then apply for tickets and you can essentially get in the audience. But if you queue, they have a right to say, well, the queue, there's too many people in the queue.
Now, I would assume that the terms and conditions of the production company say that they are entitled to refuse admission to anybody.
But not priority if you arrive on time. The point was, he said I arrived 4 minutes later. Even though I made the point, I was directed to the wrong queue and missed the time. But then he validated my ticket because he'd accepted that the production company, fortunately, were able to reason with him, and he escorted me back into the queue. So it was the most bizarre situation. It's almost two fronts that I need to complain on. The first front being directed to the wrong queue, which I'm willing to accept. I probably should have done more to look for the right queue. But then the second thing is actually when my ticket was validated, he then did everything to ensure everyone was mic'd up. I mean, I wish I could say the name of the game show. It's new, and it's a sort of thing
Please don't.
No, I won't be. But it's a one where you can all win a share of money, is all I will say. And the audience is numbered 50, and I was within that 50.
Can you stop trying to identify it through little clues?
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, so what are your rights here? How much do you think you would have won if you'd been in the audience?
Probably £2,500.
How many game show audiences have you been in previously?
Zero. In terms of as a contestant, zero.
So you've got no track record to show you're a winner in game shows?
No.
What makes you think that you would have got the £2,500, that you would have won it?
Well, that is a question. It's certainly I was denied that opportunity. And so,
Well, answer the question. If you want to prove you're good at game shows, answer that question. What makes you think you would have won?
So without describing the game show, yes, I would have won it.
Okay. I bet you wish you'd entered Who Wants to Be a Millionaire then. You would have won £1 million. All right, Finn, I haven't got a clue what the answer is to this one.
Okay.
I mean, instinctively, I think a judge would laugh at you if you went in a small claims court.
Really?
But I don't want to say that you don't have a claim, because you paid some money, you had a contract with them, and they shouldn't have excluded you on capricious grounds, which it sounds like this is. The problem, I think, is proving financial loss here. You say you would have won £2,500. I think you'd need to persuade a judge of that. And it's one thing to assert that. It's quite another thing to persuade a judge that you would have won £2,500.
Can I pursue for distress and waste of time for 3 hours, loss of earnings?
Not for this sort of thing. No, I'm afraid not. It's financial losses only for this sort of thing.
Okay.
I don't want to tell you you've got no claim, because I think in theory you have. I think it's just going to be very difficult to prove financial losses here, prove that that you would have won.
So what could I do? I'll let it go, I guess. I was so angry, and just the level of injustice.
You're hiding your anger well, Finn.
Yes, I think I've sort of had 3 days to calm down, but certainly on the day. And I think being a teacher just helps with being able to just sort of articulate assertively.
Yes. What do you teach?
So RE and psychology, as it happens.
Both excellent subjects. Is there a God?
I'd say, well, if I got the game show 3 days ago, I'd have a different answer to now.
Finn, thank you. I'm going to end just to try and get one more call in. Thank you very much for calling.